the Esticated Traffic and Public Safety Committee. Can you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Andy, could I get roll call, please?
Chair Moriarty,
Here.
Commissioner Burke, Commissioner Suits, Commissioner Dobbs,
Here.
Commissioner Foster,
Here.
Commissioner Olson, absent, I think, and Commissioner Marthaler.
Here.
And also, I know the city councilors here, Matt as well.
Council Blevins. All right. All right. All right. So before we get started tonight, I just want everyone to know that I watched the last meeting and I just want to make sure, reiterate to everyone that please raise your hands and don't all talk at the same time. If you have a question or comment or remark, can you please raise your hand according to Robert's Rules of Order and then be recognized by the chair so we can get everything moving and grooving here. Stay in the Christmas spirit here. All right. All right, moving on. Do we have anyone for community comments? Ladies, anybody? No? All right. So moving on to the consent agenda. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the November 18, 2025 minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes, the 18th, 2025.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Mike? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. All right. So presentations and reports. All right, Chief, how are you?
Good evening. It's been a fairly mellow couple months, which is great. So I don't have a ton to report. I think last time we were here, we talked a fair amount about like some different traffic crash stats and things like that. And there was a question asked about current like crime stats, which I wasn't prepared to answer at the time. So I brought that now. So
Good.
Since the beginning of November, the deputies assigned out here have only taken 87 reports, which sounds like a lot. But you have to consider a fair amount of those are like follow-up reports and informational reports where they get something that's not necessarily a crime report or somebody in need, but something that we want to document for future years, or if someone has, sometimes they want it done for their insurance reasons or whatever. There's a multitude of reasons. But of that, we only had 5 arrests in the last month and a half, which is great. Again, we talk about the safety of the community and that people are following the rules. And that varies anything from warrant arrests to possession of controlled substance, violation of restraining orders, and then peace officer holds are included in that, which is, when someone is in a mental health crisis and we require them to go to the hospital to get treatment or get, at least seen by a doctor. So 22 of those were incident reports, which our incident reports cover anything that's criminal or non-criminal matter. So those are everything from like criminal mischief, meaning somebody damaged someone's property, domestic violence, lost property, theft, possession of controlled substance, and then those info reports also fall under that. Some of those are assist outside agencies too, which those would fall under another agency needs us to contact someone for a death notification or a criminal investigation. Do DHS, if they need a home visit done or help checking on some kiddos, we'll go on those, and that's what that falls under. And then in the month and a half, we've only had 3 traffic crashes. So I wanted to update on that. We had one on Broadway, one on River Mill, and one on Henderson Terrace, which I was looking up. Is that even in the city? Does that sound, you guys all know the city better than I do, which is funny, but there is. So that could very well be one of the deputies working another shift outside of the city. So that that could fall under there. Could only be 2 crashes within the city.
Okay. What was the third one, Chief? You said Broadway, Henderson Terrace?
Broadway, Rivermill,
Rivermill.
and Henderson. And the one on Henderson was actually like an Amazon driver. Somebody like backed into him or something. It was not a crash. It was a very minor fender bender.
Right.
But things have been super calm, which is great. The deputies are reporting the same. Everybody's in the festive spirit this time of year, and people are generally getting along, which is wonderful. And it's nice to see. So it makes it easy on me, makes it easy on the deputies, and the city's doing well. Like I said, if this is all I have to report on, I'm feeling pretty good about things.
Excellent. Excellent. Does anyone have any questions for Chief? Just have one comment, Chief, that's all. I was sent this earlier. It had something to do with people are having cans stolen on Southeast Shafford. So they sent me the video, so they're walking into the property around the vehicles. So they just wanted to.
And when you say can stolen, like they're having like their green bag, their can
Just the
deposits
bag.
or whatever,
Right.
and they have them out somewhere, presumably.
I think in the
Next.
back of the truck, possibly.
And are these things they report to us?
It was not reported to you.
Okay.
I said I would bring it up this evening.
No matter how small, these are good things. If it's something worthy of bringing to this group, it's worthy of reporting to our deputies,
Right.
especially if they have video of it. I mean, our deputies are out here every day, all day. And whether the community knows the person or not, it may be somebody that our deputy looks at and they're like, oh, I know exactly who that is. And we can go address it. So please encourage people to call and report it, even if it's a small theft. That's what we're here for. We're here to serve the community and to make sure that these things get taken care of so they're not a recurring problem, because the person that messaged you might be one of 20 and everybody thought, I don't need to report this. Well, maybe it's a bigger problem.
Right.
So if we can handle it when it's small, so much better.
Well, I did explain, I'm like, well, if someone comes onto your property, it's trespassing. And then if they possibly see something else on your property, they might have to leave and get some tools or whatever and come back and do something worse.
Well, and if they're taking cans for one property, who's not to say they're not stealing more valuable items from another property? So we
Right.
might be stopping a bigger issue before it becomes a
Right.
problem.
And that's happened about 3:50 in the morning, between like 2 and 4.
Which I'll tell you, the deputies aren't super busy at that time. I mean, I know they
Right.
probably didn't know it at the time till after the fact, but
Right.
they would love to find somebody walking around the streets with a bag of cans that doesn't belong to them.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. So everybody good with the chief's report? No questions? All right. Moving on to PG&E. Welcome. Come on up to the mic and ready to rock and roll before the holidays here. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you kindly.
We can all hear you, but people are listening.
Sure.
Make sure they.
Great, so I'll kick us off. It was our intention to really do more of an informal Q&A session with you guys, kind of hear what you had to say. But I have some really great folks. My name is Meredith Armstrong. I head up our local government affairs department, and Heidi Bell is Estacada under me, and her and Melanie have worked really closely through this. And with me, I have Dan Wilson, who is our director of plant operations, and I have Forrest Carthers. Is that right? Okay. Who is our director of safety, and Chris Carey, who manages our BCEM team. So I felt like this would be a good breadth of knowledge to bring. I will say there might be points where we say, great question, we're going to need to dig in a little bit further and make sure that we have the accurate information to provide to you guys. But really, yeah, we wanted to be able to, we understand that the event was a little bit, out of left field and created some anxiety in the community. So we just wanted to make sure that we are here and we are addressing concerns.
Excellent. Excellent. Anyone have any questions? Shirley?
Why are you cutting all the trees down in Timber Park?
Shirley? Thank you.
Why are you cutting the trees down in Timber Park?
I don't believe anybody on this panel would have the answers to that. I'm here for the operations of
Right.
West Side Hydro project.
Okay,
We do have folks that can address that though.
They're
If I
part of
can
it.
take that question back.
aren't they part of the hydro project because they're putting the lines through there?
So geographically, yes, it's part of the FERC licensed boundary. However, the way it's considered a recreational area. The operation of the dams and the power plants are separate as far as a business unit goes.
I need to call the PGE park people.
Yeah, and I could certainly get that question back.
Okay,
But the question is why are the trees being cut down in
Yeah.
River Park?
it's so pretty and all of a sudden it's no trees.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So I'm writing, as the questions come up, if we don't have an answer in this space, I'm making sure that we get it documented, and then I will get our correct subject matter expertise input on that, and then we'll make sure that we get that answer back to you guys as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Excellent. Karina?
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. So my question is, what are your emergency preparedness plan regarding the dam? And have notices gone out to the community as far as an annual just kind of reminder? So that's kind of my question to start out with.
So apologize for being so verbose, but I want to make sure that I'm completely, I'm answering all of your question. So we have an emergency action plan that is approved by the Federal Energy Regulating Commission. So FERC ensures that it is a viable plan. We work with the community partners at large. We populate that plan with their feedback. Every 5 years, we drill on that plan. We did it this year, in fact, in 2025, in the summer of 25. We work with a number of partners at the federal, state, county, and city level, as well as other folks in the communities around, not just Estacada. That emergency action plan is specific to the Clackamas River. We have another one that's above the Clackamas River at the Oak Grove Fork that feeds into the Clackamas River. And it talks about the powerhouses of Oak Grove, North Fork, Faraday, and River Mill. And the emergency action plan is really in two major phases: rising water or high level water level events, and then considered a dam failure, which would be the second type of mechanism that we would enter into an emergency action. Does that answer your question?
I guess so my question would probably be directed to the city then, as far as what the 2025 drill, entailed, and maybe any results from feedback you might have received from the city. As far as so is it part of our emergency plan then when it involves the dams? Sorry.
Their particular drill is not part of not something that the city participated with
Okay.
for them. And so, but we are planning to do some things in the spring that will help, probably a tabletop exercise. Potentially, we haven't got it all ironed out yet, but their drill was separate, wasn't part of it. We weren't participating in the drill as far as the city goes.
So did PGE not invite City of Estacada to partake in that?
You're talking about the drill,
Sorry.
the siren drill, the testing of the siren, right?
Well, it's like
No,
2025 drill.
No,
you're
it's
mentioning?
it's a tabletop drill that we conduct. This particular one was conducted in Tualatin.
Right. I believe Don DeRosia did attend that.
Okay.
Yes, sorry about that.
Okay. I know it's
Mind
kind of
wandered
a
for
lot
a
of-
few minutes.
It's a lot of, I mean,
Yes.
because I personally was not aware of any drill, but I wasn't here until April.
And I can't tell you who was in attendance, but we do invite the City of Estacada Public Works, the Estacada Fire Department, and then, of course, Clackamas County Sheriff's Department.
Yep. And I know that Dawn, our public works director, has attended
Okay.
those. Right.
Okay, so I guess we need to request maybe some information regarding that.
Definitely.
Jim?
I think what Karina's asking is whether it was in myself, federal service, or in law enforcement. When we had tabletop exercises, they were nuclear, biological, chemical, and obviously water is a big threat nowadays. We only have wildfire in regards to a plan for the city, and we want to do the same for water, flooding. And if it's, anywhere from Timothy all the way to River Mill, we would just appreciate your help in stats. One of these break, something gets contaminated along those lines. where we could have the city act in regards to that. Melanie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we do have a chapter in our emergency operations plan that it's called flooding, which most of the time when the city experiences any flooding, it's through the creeks and it's like kind of flash flood where it comes down from the hills,
Okay.
not necessarily related to the river, but it does call out if there was a dam emergency also.
Okay.
However, as far as if there was an emergency on the river because of the dams, it wouldn't really impact the rest of the city. If you are on the river and there's a siren or there's a warning, people need to get off the river. I know a lot of our residents, so they need to be aware because our residents do go down to the river. And if they are warned that there's an emergency, they need to get off the water, get away from the river. But as far as our houses go or our water, like our water reservoir, it would be a situation, I don't know where the contamination necessarily is what you're talking about, but
Just current 21st century, how to take out a population in regards to contaminating the population,
so you're talking about
terrorism.
contaminating the water, the river,
Right.
river.
That's just a small piece, but are there alarms on each of the dams?
No,
No,
no.
just the River Mill one, or?
Just the river, well, we have 3 different alarms, but the one at River Mill is the only one in the city limits. The other
Okay.
are in the national forest.
Mhm.
Okay, so Faraday, North Fork, Oak Grove, those
No, so the sirens are at River Mill and then we have one at Harriet Lake
Harriet.
and
okay.
one at Harriet Lake and one at Ripplebrook.
Oh, okay, all the way up, okay.
And those are important because a lot of times people don't have cell service up there, so you
Right.
couldn't send out a warning, so
Right.
that you need to have an audible
Right.
warning, right? And we are going to work with PGE as far as putting together an exercise that's Estacada specific, because I believe the exercises that you have are sometimes broader, yeah.
Yeah.
And we would like to do Estacada specific. The city council's asked for that.
Okay.
We hadn't got it scheduled yet this year, so
Yeah.
we're rolling into next year, but we
Yeah.
do want to have an exercise and this would be a good topic.
Oh, Just
Karina?
to follow up with the community side of that. So I know that PG puts together like little notices within our power bills, regarding like wildfire outages and whatnot. Does PGE put out anything in regards to like maybe dam awareness, emergency?
The only thing I can speak to is when we do a siren test, we do put out public signage. And going forward, we will be making notification to the local government.
Okay, so do you think that you guys could maybe put together something that's an insert in the PG, power bill?
I think we can
Maybe
definitely
just in a kind
look
of
at
a community
that, or just
awareness.
find, because the other thing we've kind of been working on with local communities is where they want more information, helping that, like, get that information, and they can push it out in their community bulletin board as well. So we can kind of look together at like what would be a public facing document, and then we can get you guys that and then talk about the best way to get it like dispersed.
Yeah, we do need something because the feedback from the community was like, what the heck? It was like, what happened? So it was, if you could see the Facebook message boards, it was like, it was crazy. So, and I was like, what's going on? So it was just kind of took everybody like by surprise. So
Yeah,
I think
and-
like a reminder, and because we're all, like Jim said, we're aware of the wildfire, mitigation and all of that. But as far as the dams goes, that was like a whoa, okay.
And that was a lesson learned for us in this
Uh-huh.
situation of just kind of that general
Yeah.
sense of awareness. So yeah, we can work through
Mm.
some of that.
Good, Melanie.
I don't know that the test that was run during the day was actually heard by very many people, because I think it's directed at the people who are on the river down below, maybe in MacGyver Park. But at night, when it was the accidental set off of
Mhm.
that siren, it just carried so far. And so how did the daytime test run? And did you ever figure out why it went off at night on accident when you weren't intending it to, or
Well, it's
is that
interesting
an
about that.
enigma?
What's interesting about that is that siren, when tested, has a prescribed amount of decibels that it has to reach at a prescribed distance away from it to ensure that it reaches all the different areas that it needs to reach.
Mhm.
And when it is tested, it is tested like it's live. So the decibels were the same,
Mhm.
but I think that just an ambient noise from the day is different than
It
that of the
deadens
evening.
it, right?
That being said, we have not found exactly what the failure mechanism is for what caused that siren to go off, but we've ruled out what it wasn't. And I can tell you that when those sirens fail, they fail in the safe condition, which in this case is alarm. And it failed in the alarm condition, which is doesn't sound good, but at least, it's working in the respect that it goes off. So no failure mechanism yet, but we have not returned it to service because of that.
Okay. Good to know.
Mr. Dobbs.
Thanks for coming. Atmospheric river. Where are we at as far as the level how does this level regulate with water levels when we get downpours for a week and I mean, does the dam automatically release water when it gets to a certain level? I mean, this is all.
It does. It does. That's a good question. So we use the USGS gauge information that is on the river. We partner with USGS and NOAA to get that information. We formulate our forecast based on that instrumentation. And then based on the level that we expect it to be at, we will enter our emergency action plan at prescribed levels. So the dam is automatically instrumented and automatically controlled. However, that being said, we have a 24-hour control room operator at the Westside Hydro Faraday Complex who is monitoring all the time, 365 days a year, to ensure the instrumentation is working, that it's working the way it's supposed to, and we operate within a prescribed license also. So safety first, license second, but obviously both in balance. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so the last time we had this downpour a week or so ago, and the river's cresting up past the dam here at the bridge. So that's coming up, and then there's a level there that is considered safe, or that's, we took a lot of photos of how high that thing was down to the next dam, down to the one that's at Timber Park there. So that's regulated from that point also?
Yeah, so all of our dams work in tandem. So it's not one dam works independent of another dam of another. Faraday, North Fork, and River Mill, and the Cazadero, the old Cazadero Dam.
Cazadero, yeah.
Yep, they all work in tandem with one another. And each pool in front of each dam is regulated on a level, but it's also regulated on river flows. So in hydro speak, we don't look at levels in terms of emergency action. We look at flows of the river. For instance, today the river might be at 10,000 cubic feet per second. But when we get up to say 35,000 cubic feet per second, we enact our emergency action plan. And then we start changing levels of the ponds in front of to accommodate that.
Did that happen recently?
It happens, well,
It's automatic?
it's every day.
It's
Yeah,
every day.
It's 24 hours a day. It's always changing depending on
Got it.
what the river's giving us.
Thank you.
Really good.
I'm just going to comment. This is very interesting because I think for most of us, it's all brand new information. And for you, it's very run of the mill because I know a few years ago, there was maybe a spot of concern that because you're monitoring every little thing. And then there's like this, maybe this was unexpected. There was some water here or something. So you monitor it, you circle it, you see, is it getting bigger? Is it getting small? And you are monitoring everything.
Yep.
And so for us, this is all, it's like this hidden world of the dams on the river, but to you, it's like your everyday life. And then I think I've heard that we have what's called run of the river also, which might be what Carrie is referring to. Because like in Detroit, the reservoir fills up really full and then they draw it down really low. But here, whatever comes in is what goes out basically, right? So it's always, is that?
You said it as well as I could say it. That's
Okay.
exactly right. Our hydro project on the Clackamas River is a run of river system. And by license, what enters North Fork should be exiting River Mill. And we can control pond levels to accommodate that or maintenance or anything else that's going on. But exactly, we don't pool water for the purpose of making power. What we're given is what we use.
Mhm.
Thank
Run
you.
of the river,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Mhm.
Shirley.
Okay, I can answer your question on the dam of the High River. on Wednesday morning, we always go to the dog park. And so there were people at that dam letting water out of the dam
Mm.
that morning. So they were controlling the water going out. We sat there and watched it. It was really kind of interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you. Anyone else have anything? I just have just one comment. Appreciate you guys coming out though in the holiday season here. We're just collecting information in order to send everything to the city council. And it's FEMA, OEM, Clackamas County. We're just trying to get everything together. And I just came up with a few things like Estacada dams and flooding, Estacada preparedness for flooding, and Estacada evacuation routes. Didn't know if you had anything to add on to those,
I don't.
because that's all I could come up with. But I mean, there were substantial stuff in there.
Yeah.
I would say that's all.
Those sound very important.
Okay, so we stick to those. Okay, thank you. All right. Do you guys have anything for us or?
I mean, I think I will just, Melanie has my contact information. She's got Heidi's contact information.
Okay.
Any other questions that you guys kind of think of that come up, we're happy to make sure that those get to the right people and we get you the right answers on that. And then, yeah, we'll just work closely with Melanie on arranging a time to do a City of Estacada specific, review and then, look at the other thing for you to be aware of is, Dan has told me that he is, if they want to do a tour of the facility, we can definitely get that arranged too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, let me extend that with my own voice. So I don't want to make sure I open this too broadly because it can be an interruption to maintenance and operations at the dam. But for officials, government officials, we are happy to open our doors to allow people to come see kind of the magic that happens. And I will say that it is a typical day-to-day type thing that we do, but we don't take it for granted ever. We're always on pins and needles to make sure that we're operating safely and responsibly. And we'd love to share that with you so you could see it and understand it better.
That'd be fantastic. I was gonna when I was in grade school, we got to go on tours of the dams, but I didn't know if you did that anymore.
Fifth grade?
I think it was.
We
fifth
only
grade.
do fifth grade and government officials.
So we'll work on that. That would be
Yeah,
great.
I attended with my granddaughter when she was in fifth grade. So
There you go.
it was amazing tour. Thank you guys for doing what you do.
Yes, thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
coming out tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you. You guys have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Very
Thank you. Mike back. Oh, you need one? Andy, you were able to pull up just a few of this? I know they went over a whole bunch of stuff and just wanted to. Yeah, that's the evacuation routes there. I'm sure everybody saw this. This is the what I was able to pull up. The city's already worked on this, but this was strictly for fire. When there was a fire coming in, but we can work on that also under the evacuation routes for water. And go ahead and go up, please, Andy, or down. Yeah, keep going to where I think it says floods. There we go. Okay, under this section, this was obviously FEMA. So everything in here is, just what they were saying, but this is more specific. What we want, Estacada, find safe shelter, don't walk, swim, all that good stuff through flood waters, stay off bridges over fast running water, emergency alert system, and NOAA, like they said, National Risk Index, flood insurance, preparing for a flood. And we'll touch over that when we do the emergency preparedness kits. And then let's see, that one's, let's see, flood maps, flood survivor stories. And then staying safe as water rises. I don't know how many people checked it, but it's oralert.gov or triptech.com, which the city provided. Go ahead, Counselor.
I don't know. They would have known. You know how we have Pulse Point where we can see.
Please.
You know how we have Pulse Point where we can see when the fire department
Yeah.
has an emergency. Is there an app of any kind for like flooding or anything like that? I'm just curious.
So it would be what?
It would be like a.
GE or would it be?
Well, I don't know. I now that they're gone, I can't ask them.
Yeah,
but
no, that's okay.
I don't know, Melanie, maybe.
That's a good question.
Because that Pulse Point's great. It gives you an alert when there's an
Right.
accident or a medical emergency, like, and it's just right on your phone. I was just thinking maybe they have an app. I mean, it would make sense.
Chief, would you happen to have anything for water
So I can
evacuations or?
look into it. There, not that I know of currently.
Okay.
So Pulse Point, to my understanding, pulls from our dispatch. So when our dispatch center, sends out something for one of the medical issues or a crash, that's where it gets its data. And I'm on a paging group for a dam failure, right? So whenever there's one of those alarms or a testing, my phone blows up. So I know there's the ability to do it, but I don't know that they currently push it out to any of the third-party apps like Pulse Point, but I can ask if that's an option. Obviously no promises because I'm not in control of that, but I could see if there's any way to connect it to any of those services. But I don't know of a specific app that currently does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respond though, which they likely would, I should say. If fire or law
Okay.
enforcement needed to respond, which they likely would in the case of emergency, it would come up on the
Okay.
Pulse Point, I'm sure, because it would go through dispatch.
I
So
just,
that's probably your one point to catch all.
I just know a lot of people, if they have, they don't always get on Facebook or get online or whatnot, and they throw that extra stuff from the mail away. Apps are easy. They could, people have tons of apps
Definitely.
on their phone. And then they get that, there was an alert for a kid being taken the other day. Almost drove off the road when that alarm started going off.
The
Sure
Amber
we all-
Alert.
The Amber Alert, yeah. So something like that would be, if they have the option, it should be, you should know about it.
Definitely. Thank you. Go ahead.
So like that Amber Alert, and Chief might want to mention this, if there is an emergency, like that siren is really important for people who are literally on the river. But if there's like an area that they want to evacuate, Clackamas County Emergency Management can circle an area on a map and send out an alert like that Amber Alert. And I don't believe you even have to have you don't have to have an app. If you're in that zone, you get that. Everybody should sign up at the Clackamas County Emergency Management website, because then if you're not in that, say you went to town, you're not in the area to get the alert, but you're heading home, then you could get an alert through your phone by being registered. Is that how that works, Chief?
Yes, absolutely. So it does, we do it, we used it a lot during wildfire evacuations, but there are people who have their cell phones registered at work or whatever, so it doesn't capture in that area. So by going and registering your phone and where your house is, you do get those alerts. So when there are things that happen, the city manager is absolutely correct in that we can circle an area on a map and it pushes out a notification to all the phones and services in that area. So that's hugely beneficial if something like this, an actual dam failure were to happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so there is something in
Yes,
play with
absolutely.
that. Okay.
But that is a manual process done through our dispatch and the Emergency Operations Center for Clackamas County. So, which again, I'm part of. I'm one of our people that responds to the EOC, so I can kind of check and see how this would work for a dam failure. But
Michelle.
I believe it's Everbright, which is another one, and that,
Everbridge.
yeah, Everbridge, okay. I was like, right, Bridge, yeah. That you sign up and get, and it gives more than just like missing kids. It's a bunch of different things, but for your area or wherever your phone is.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so we don't need to go through all the stuff. That was just for, the flood dam levee failure and all that I painstakingly sent to Andy. My apologies. apologies. But I just wanted to make sure that, we went through, the dams, what would happen if, something happened up in Oak Grove or North Fork. That was our primary goal there. And then, let's see, and then what was the next thing? Invocation opportunity. Sure, everybody read that. And I think I have Melanie's updated email here.
Just, I don't think Michelle got that because I had your email. I had your email address wrong. I just got the bounce
Okay.
back that it hadn't gone through. So sorry about that.
Okay. So this is what everybody got here, and they put it out on the website also. Yeah, so established guidelines, the council voted on it and passed it. What was it? Last meeting or 2 meetings ago?
Last meeting.
Last meeting. Okay, let's see. All members of the council, staff, community members who volunteer may be in volunteering to be an invocation speaker, Estacada area. That's city and school district. And let's see, eligibility of the speakers and the speaker selection was, I guess you have to get online and say which dates that you want. There's, what did they say? The attorney said, what, 21? It was about 21 meetings, not 24, because there's a couple of months.
Back and forth. For a city council meeting, there's about 21 meetings, and if
Okay.
this committee chooses to adopt it, you have
Right.
usually 12 meetings. So
Okay,
we'll make sure that that's available
Okay.
starting January 1st. It goes
January
into
1st.
effect. And it's open to committees if you want to adopt it. If you don't want to, that's fine too.
okay, so does anyone have any discussion on that, or anyone want to make a motion or to approve the, what is it? Resolution 2025-025?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Melanie, on this process here, is this permission? Is this basically permission to pray?
It is permission to have someone come to your meeting and pray. It could be a religious or non-religious. An invocation is kind of a blessing over what you're about to do. And if there is nobody that signed up and the council was concerned about that, then a member of the committee could, but only one time a quarter. So if you meet 3 times in a quarter, there's 3 months, 3 meetings. On one of those times, if somebody isn't here, you're welcome to offer that invocation, but not more than that, just because we want to make sure that this is available to everybody. And so that's how they decided the best way
Okay.
to do that.
So when we look at and read this, there's guidelines here of do's and don'ts.
Correct.
So what do those guidelines mean? Why are they there?
They are there to offer a standard. I'm sure everybody who comes to the meeting to offer invocation has the best of intentions. But if you have attended some council meetings, there have been people that bounced in from other areas. That's why it's limited to our school district area. They came from who knows where. I don't even know if they're a real person. They had bad intentions. We had to cut them off of the meeting. And so just gives everybody a standard operating procedure. It's probably, if somebody's coming to offer invocation, they probably read those guidelines and say, common sense. But that's why they're listed there, because it offers protection to you, the council, the community members who may attend, to make sure that it's used appropriately.
Has that ever happened before?
So yeah, I just said they weren't coming to offer invocation, but they were coming to offer public comment, and they did not have good intentions.
It was online, right?
It was
It
online.
was online. I remember that.
Yeah, it was,
That was horrible.
it was horrifying.
Yeah, it was
Horrifying.
bad.
So for most people, these guidelines will be like, yeah, why do you even have to write them down? But just so that we have a policy that we can follow, to say, this is why somebody may not be allowed, to do this, which hopefully will never happen. But that's why, Carrie.
Yes, Shirley, go ahead.
Okay, I would like to know, do you know the history of this? In the first place, we used to have invocation and then it was taken away because there was so much conflict of different religions. And that's
Yeah.
why it was taken away. Why are we bringing it back?
The council wanted to bring it back. And so we're following council's direction. That's why we did
Yeah.
have and maybe Councilor Blevins wants to speak to that, but we went from an invocation to a moment of silence. That seemed to work well for everybody. And the council really wants to go back to invocation.
What's your direct question? Sorry.
Okay, at one time we had invocations, well, a lot of times nobody showed up to do them. And other times, one showed up that was there were people in the audience that got real upset about their invocations. So we did away with them. Why are we bringing them back? A moment of silence is more to me than anything else because everybody has their own different religions and they also have their own different opinions. So,
And that's fine. And we wanted to bring the invocation back. They can still have everything they want and they have every right to step out. So we're not stepping on anybody's toes. And as far as other religions go, I mean, the Mormon church would like to give an invocation or what are the other ones? I mean,
Everybody, Catholic Church,
Catholic Church,
Don't
there's
they-
nobody's
then if
toes are
people
being stepped on.
have an opportunity to, I'm sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
I have seen since I've lived in Estacada, the whole separation of church and state nonsense, because that's what it is. It's nonsense. It's not constitutional in any manner. And the politics and religion separation is just absurd. It is extraordinarily important for what's that? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're not stepping on anybody's toes here.
I'll have all.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. I love it.
That's why you can do a motion and you can vote. And if the majority of you would like to do it, that would be fine.
Yeah.
I feel we have a pretty diverse religion and non-religion community, really. I've worked in the church, I work at a pregnancy center, and same thing. We are faith-based, but we don't push it down on anybody. It's what our stuff is, but I mean, I've never had a bad, because we do it in love and just love them with that.
Okay. Does anyone want to make a motion on the resolution 2025-025?
I just have one more question, please. Melanie. Sorry. Just one more question.
Okay.
Okay, so taking us a couple steps back, for someone to bring an invocation, they have to notify the city?
They have to sign up according to that policy, which if they want to just call me, they can call me. I think for most people, it's easy to just get online and fill on the form. But if they don't want to do that, they can feel welcome to call me. If you guys adopt this, call Jim, call the mayor, whoever they want to call to sign up. So we'll try to make it as easy as possible, but also as inclusive as possible. So that we're putting an announcement out to the community in the paper, everything, so that everybody will know about it and can participate. Yeah.
Okay, so the clarity here is we're not asking permission. We're just saying who the person is that's going to bring that.
Right. As long as they fit those guidelines and they either live in the school district or they attend a place of worship or not worship, however, what they want to do, and they're in our local area and follow the rest of those guidelines. Otherwise, yeah, we're not, other
Okay.
than what's in the guidelines, we
Sure.
wouldn't be like saying,
Just a resident, a community member.
Right.
A pastor.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Priest, whatever.
absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. clarity.
There's even a lot of activity with a lot of the churches and having a bunch of youth groups and everything too. So a high school student is welcome to come.
Yeah,
in.
absolutely. I would,
Absolutely.
that's,
That'd be totally welcome.
my thought in this is that it, just as Matthew, Counselor mentioned, is the opportunity for someone to come in that is in the community and say a prayer. And that's an opening thing. I just think when we do the Pledge of Allegiance, we do lift up this guy called God. And I kind of like that guy. So anyway, thank you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so if nobody comes to the meeting that is gonna give that, that said in there that somebody from the council can do it, do they have to be previously signed up to do that?
No.
No. Okay, only outside people that come into the committee meeting have to be signed up.
Right, or the chair may instead announce that a moment of silence will be observed at the chair's
Okay,
discretion.
that's all I was
Exactly.
curious about.
So, thank you though for that.
Well, I move that we pass resolution 2025-025.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay.
Want to do a vote on that?
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
I.
I,
So it's what, 5 yes and 1 no. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. Emergency preparedness in Estacada. All right. Let's see. And that Andy is the 2 weeks ready, which I think we will liberate from OEM and put that on the website, because those are some pretty good toolkits. It even shows people, how much it's going to be cost wise, time commitment, or effort of level to complete. Just the emergency plan, food plan, water plan, waste and hygiene, shelter, first aid, and then emergency management. Looks like this, everybody. 2 weeks ready.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Karina.
so on the website, can we put that 2 weeks ready logo as like a button so people can just click on that? Maybe. Because I know we're kind of overloading our page with information, right? I mean, in a good way. It's like, I think we just need like buttons though.
Yeah.
Like the old fashioned, just like,
I will defer to you guys because
yeah,
I don't know how
that's
to do
just
that stuff.
my 2 cents.
Yeah, just put the 2 weeks ready.
Logo, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe with the logo.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything in this document we can link to. I think they're all from websites, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, rather than just the text.
Oh, the
like,
graphic.
Can we
Yeah.
use the actual graphic
Yeah.
image maybe to kind of pull attention to it?
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. On that note, I'll just go down because everything's there for all three of the agencies, FEMA and OEM, Clackamas County. But we'll go to emergency preparedness kits with Karina here.
Right. So, I mean, that was just a rough estimate of the cost per bag. And I think we needed to decide as a committee what we want to do with those bags. Do we want to maybe just create like a few to give away at our events?
Okay.
Or, what were we thinking with that? Because I know that was originally your idea.
It was your idea.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was you brought it up and I was like, okay, I'll put together maybe like a rough estimate, but what did you have a plan
Do you
for
think we
those?
could maybe have some available for, National Night Out or the women's self-defense class
Yeah,
or
yeah,
CPR
that's what I was
class?
wondering. So it's like
Or
roughly,
people that come and talk, and we can come up and have issues for the chief or the committee. We can give them a emergency preparedness kit.
Okay, so, and that was,
my idea.
and that was just a rough cost from, I mean, we don't have to put all of those
Mhm.
items in there, that was just kind of like the ultimate bag.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good bag.
So we could cut it in half, because the cost, it does, add up after a while. So that was just, I was maybe wanting thoughts on what items we really need to put in there.
Let me look at yours. I want to show this to the
Yeah.
chief, if that's all right.
Okay.
Want to know what you think there.
Very complete list.
It is.
I'm very thorough.
Back. Oh, and Andy, thank you for the links page that you did. Appreciate that. That was towards the end, right before the invocation policy. All right, what does everybody think? How many kits should we do, or? Of course, I can't find it here. What does everybody think?
We don't need.
So it was what, 65 a bag? 30. Yeah, so let's do 10.
I don't know what our budget.
So 650. And double that, right? 20. So it's let's see. So it's either what, 650 for 10 or 1,300 for
I
20.
mean, that's like worst case scenario, right?
Right.
Because I mean, if we want to cut that in
Right.
half, not put, we can figure that out. So I don't know what you want your budget
Okay.
to be.
What do you think, chief?
You guys have done a great job. I was.
You don't
looking
throw
for
anything
things
out?
that No, if there was anything I would add, I would talk about like a couple like small Ziplocs. You have the trash bags, which I didn't catch the
Yeah.
first peruse through, but just again, when you're talking about like sealing things up and keeping things fresh, maybe add, 3 or
Like
4 Ziploc,
Like
small
gallon
little-
size or small guys, like.
Maybe a
baggies?
combination, right? A couple
Oh.
of sandwich bags and a couple gallons.
That's a good
They're
idea.
fairly inexpensive to add to that, but that's a great list.
That's
You
a
guys
good
have done well.
idea.
The Dollar Tree has snack bags.
Right. Well, and I think we, like I said, that's like the ultimate list and budget wise, we could definitely cut that down. I just said worst case scenario, that's the cost per bag.
There he is.
So, I mean, I think we need at least 5,
Okay.
because we could do like 2 national night out, 2 for the self-defense, 1 for, I'm trying to think what other events we have.
Yeah,
was that?
CPR class.
CFR, yeah, so there's a 3rd one.
So how about 10?
That's fine. I mean,
that good?
yeah,
Can-
yeah, because then, I mean, we could always carry over into the following year
Okay.
if,
All right. So do we need a motion for that, Melanie? General agreement?
You can have a consensus or you can do a motion.
Okay.
Motion never hurts.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve 10 of Karina's kits there for emergency preparedness to hand out to our trainings, National Night Out, people, volunteers, people coming to our meetings.
Our events for the coming 2026 year.
Let's see, approve. Purchase items. 10. Okay, got a first. Do I have a second?
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
A second.
All right. Thank you. And let's see, any other further discussion? No, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. So now we're at 7. All right, 7-0. Thank you. All right, let's see. Evacuation plans in Estacada. Don't really have a lot. I just had what Andy had up there. Just the 2 pages. They had the downtown. And then the one that was a little bit bigger, Estacada all the way to Oregon City. But we can do some homework on those emergency evacuation routes. It has evacuation maps with the Clackamas County website on there, and then the emergency notifications signed up. So definitely things that we can expand on there and get that information to the city council, just like Andy's got up there. So we can obviously see where the Clackamas is compared to Estacada. Right there. Right there. Does anyone else have anything on any of those topics, the preparedness, the plans, or the kits? No? All right, moving on. Let's see, find this one. Yeah, this is the 6th and Coupland Cemetery intersection. So one should say, yeah, okay, you want to talk about that? Okay, Andy's got that up right there. This is something that Melanie sent out to the committee. This is, they just finished the current work there just on the road, and they installed 30 miles an hour. If not, it's 55. So thank goodness for the signs now. Something for our local law enforcement to.
I drove down it today and saw the brand new signs. They look great.
Yes,
That's
Great.
on River Mill.
that's on River Mill.
Yeah.
Coming up to the old highway. New
Cool,
highway.
cool. Now,
Yeah.
if we could just keep them from pulling out in front of people going down the highway
Right.
every morning, that'd be great.
That would be good.
Yeah, they don't stop at the stop sign. They just roll right through there real
That's
quick.
That's a
And then
fact.
you gotta slow down and slam on your brakes when you're
Right.
doing 55.
All right.
That 45 side.
Yes, that would be good. That 45 sign. All right, on the, if you can find the city council and TPSC joint workshop, there's just a little blurb in there. And it looks like this. It's got, yeah, that's it. That's one of them. What is the date on that one? Okay, that's good. On that one. Here we go. I think it's number. Yeah, that was right off the bat. I think it's page 2. Safety improvement, Northeast 6th Avenue, Cemetery Road turn lane. This is back a few years ago. The cost estimate was 200,000. But they were basing that off of the old TSP. So I'm sure that'll be a little bit more. We've had one accident here in the last year. So it says back then, install eastbound lane left turn on Northeast 6th Avenue to mitigate risk of rear end collisions for turning vehicles. That would be if you're going up or approaching Cemetery on 6 or Copeland and taking a left to go up to Cascadia Ridge on Cemetery. I think we need that. So any other discussion on that? I don't think there's we definitely need that along with our stop signs and everything else that the city council's been honoring and passing. Anyone want to make a motion to city council on that one?
I'll make a
Anyone?
motion.
All right. Surely. All right. You have a first. Do I have a second?
Second.
Carry. Okay. That's the safety improvement. Northeast Sixth Avenue and Cemetery turn lane. All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right. Thank you. Motion passes. Excellent. And let's see. Going to, I think I have it in my other one here. Sorry.
Did we have somebody rear end somebody on that? And that's why we're doing that?
It was a head-on collision. I
had
believe
on?
someone was coming down Copeland and then someone was turning left onto Cemetery and it was boom. It was a minor accident.
Oh, so
But I reached out.
the person going eastbound didn't
Right.
yield to the person coming down the hill, huh?
I reached out to the fire department to ask everyone was okay, but that's kind of scary.
That's good. That's good. They're okay.
I think there was actually 2 accidents
Oh, it's two?
at that, if you're talking about the Cemetery Road and
Yes.
Copeland, 2 that I know of. Neither one of them would have really been helped by that left turn lane,
Okay.
but because they were, one was at the stop sign on Cemetery Road. And then the other 2, it wasn't an attempted left turn that caused the accident. So, but that is something that's on the list. There's a lot more traffic there. And doing something to slow traffic down coming into town. Cause we did a study about that as far as like from Shafford, trying to see around that site limiting around the corner. And so to try to slow traffic down in that area and do that, do the turn lane might help that. So
Right.
it's good to have that on the list.
Matt?
Also, I don't think it's an official pedestrian path along that little guardrail that's kind of there.
The
But if
little
there's,
bridge, you mean the little.
yeah, if there's
bridge?
extra widening of the road or something, perhaps that's something that can be, I don't know, included, or everybody using that, I'm sure, knows about it, and they're on the other side of the guardrail at least. It's just kind of a
The-
little pathway, huh?
Are you talking about above
Good, Mike.
cemetery?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's out of city limits up there.
Is it how far past cemetery?
That's out of city limits where you're talking
But
about.
maybe right up to it at least,
The cemetery.
yeah.
Mhm. And the city did install that footbridge
Right.
across the little creek there because prior to that, people could kind of be on the path on the side of the road, but then to get across the little culvert there, had to get right in the road. So it was very expensive and cost prohibitive to totally replace that culvert at the time. So we made that wooden path walkway so people could cross there. But it is, that whole area really does need to be looked at again. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, okay, thank you. And then also that was on the Safe Routes to School. Sorry. In 2017. So there was just 2 places where we were pulling that from to recommend that to the city council. So thank you. And let's see, moving on to event subcommittee trainings. We're all in agreement on CPR. Go ahead, Counselor.
Before we bounce off of like traffic and signage and stuff like that, I just want to bring something up to look into. So Second Street, under my understanding, was the road that was intended for like diesel trucks and delivery trucks, right? Not Broadway. And I think those big trucks coming onto Broadway is a lot of reasons. Those bollards and everything have been knocked down. So it's, I don't know, verify that that's what the intent was and look into signage for putting on Second Street saying, delivery diesel trucks turn here, not on Broadway. And
Right.
then another thing, I don't know if it's implemented and not being upheld, or if we need to implement it, but putting some sort of standard and regulations along, say, Broadway when it comes to time limits parked in front of those buildings and vehicle lengths, which has been a huge thing. And then figuring out a way that code enforcement can uphold those standards, because people are going to be coming out here during the summertime. We have a lot of talk in the council about tourism and bringing people into town. And if we have people say, I mean, I don't really want to give exact examples till we get there. But if we have people parking in front of these buildings for over 2 hours plus longer, and some of them driving away from the area intoxicated, possibly, that's not very conducive to a happy, friendly, safe tourism environment. And if these people don't have the sense to not park a 25-foot vehicle in a 10-foot space, there needs to be repercussions of some sorts, because that's just dangerous on the face of it. So I'm just throwing that out there as something to put on the docket, I guess. Our bollards and everything, it looks really nice. It looks nice down there. I mean, those trucks take it out because they have to make huge turns. So
with you 100% on all of those. And it would be something simple and inexpensive to just put up a sign. Last month, went to go see our youngest son down in Northern California. Tsunami signs everywhere.
Yeah.
On the 101.
Yeah.
You could have signs here on Clackamas.
Yeah.
Same deal, but I mean, with the trucks here in town, that's perfect.
Yeah, and time
Truck
limits.
this way, and
Time limits.
no parking with hitches.
Well, that's another thing. It adds
Yeah.
another, 6 to 8 inches to it, and
Right.
Well,
But I
that's
think
my
it's
shade
good
over here.
because of the, like you said, we have the school here. We have, things for the kids here on Broadway.
Yes.
And as a grandparent, definitely, you come pick your kid up and hightail it out of there. Or if it's the extension school here, you want to, find a spot over by Reliance and then have to book down there. Not that I don't need the exercise, but
We don't need to go there.
Exactly. But yeah, definitely closer. That's a good idea. Like that. Go ahead, Shirley.
Question, talking about trucks, okay, on River Mill Grade School, as you're coming off 8th back onto Broadway,
Mhm.
does that parking area under the city control, or is it under the school control? Because we need to put the first 2 parking spots as you're coming off 8th into back onto Broadway. And those long truck pickups and stuff parked there, we have to swing way around into the other lane of traffic.
You mean closer to the houses?
Yeah, closest to the house. And if anybody's coming this way, one of these days, somebody's going to hit head on. I've asked about just maybe putting signs that say compact cars only for the first 2 first 2 spots. Because somebody's going to get hit one of these days.
Okay.
I've came pretty close to it, but I kind of slow down. I'm kind of ornery. Sometimes I'll move over and make them stop and say, slow down,
Right.
but
That's a good idea.
but just 2 just 2 of them. They can park the trucks farther down.
So I think that would be school district.
Yeah, I don't know for sure if it's a school or if it's a city street.
I think
So-
those on the outside probably are city.
Okay.
Yeah, just 2 signs that say compact only. And that would be, plus the kids come out and they run out between those cars too.
Right.
I mean, parents can't control them. I'm ornery. I used to have my youngest one on a leash. She's not a dog, but I said, yeah, but she's alive. So,
Would you like to come up to the microphone, ladies? Please.
I think she lives.
What's up?
Hi, I'm Kim.
Hello,
I've
Kim.
never been to your meetings, and so I'm not sure how everything works, but I was told by the office that I could attend this one. I live up on Shafford between Second and Sixth. Since they did the improvements up there, it is crazy with traffic. And I do have cameras in front of my house.
Okay.
We have a lot of speeding. I mean, a lot of speeding. And there's certain hours of the day that there's more speeding than others. We have a hump and a bump is what we have on our street that they put in.
And that's the southeast part,
Yeah,
Kim?
northeast.
Northeast, okay.
Northeast.
Got it.
And they have came around from city and had questioned us about doing something towards the Sixth area because we have them coming down the hill, making their left-hand turn. We have commercial trucks coming through. We have buses, and I've talked to, I think his name was Cody today at the school district because we've had buses speeding through there.
Okay.
And it's become a really big concern because now, since you guys put all those bumps in on Pierce,
Mhm.
there's 5 of them right behind, we overlook the schoolyard. Everybody goes around and if Barbara was here, was a longtime resident, she'd be sitting here with me. And it's become a crazy thing. It's dangerous. We got school kids. And I've worked for Portland Public for 30 years. And I'm home now more because I retired. So I'm seeing this. And constantly, I've called non-emergency, I've called city. I don't know what to do about this, but they'll even fly over the speed bumps, and you can hear these guys with their tools and stuff in the back of their trucks, and it's just flying. And so it's became a dangerous situation. And my concern is the school kids, and we have a lot of walkers on our block too.
Thank you for coming. Just for clarification, so since on Pierce, the humps have been put in, people are driving around them on the side?
No, we have a lot of traffic that comes from the fire station area up and cuts across to all the new
Subdivisions?
Yep.
Okay.
And everybody's and they don't want to go down here in front of the school because, no offense, but we've seen, not you, but one of the police officers
Mhm.
pull several cars over, at certain times. We've only had one police officer on a motorcycle pull someone over in front of my truck. Only one time, and that was 2 years ago. And we do have a lot of officers that do pass our house because some live around in the area. But I don't know what to do. And I have went on the Estacada community talk, and other people agree. We don't know what to do. And it's just, our street shouldn't be a freeway. Let's just put it that way. And we're a small town. We're an awesome small town. And it shouldn't be a freeway.
So, ma'am, I have a question.
Mhm.
So the speed humps didn't do any good, is that what you're saying?
We have a hump. We have a hump at Fifth and Shafford. And then we have one just before Second. And then there's one on down. And no, they're too far apart. You guys have 5 of them from Second to Sixth. And there's 5. We have 3.
Okay, so I measured those just for a mechanical look at this. They're 200 to 200 feet apart on Pierce.
Mhm.
Okay, that's on Pierce. On Shafford, they're wider. So we've filmed people, this is just kind of our field trip stuff. We've filmed people coming on Shafford and on Pierce and watched people slow down. But apparently some people might irritate them and they're not slowing down. Is that right?
Right.
Okay,
I
so.
mean, would you like some descriptions of the vehicles? Because I've even talked to one of the police officers who called me back. He knew two of the black cars he was familiar with.
The Mustang.
And yes, last night when I was out unloading my car, one of the small compact two-seater cars, newer ones, he just took off from the side, from the stop sign down at the other end on Fifth, came speeding down our street. And then today, a white truck, four-wheel drive, with a silver box in the back, he just went, they get down there and they just know there's a big, huge space till the next one down to
Right.
to second.
Right.
And they just speed. We've had 2 cats killed. So now we have indoors. And so, I mean, it's a neighborhood filled with walkers, a neighborhood filled with children, and a neighborhood filled with animals. I mean, eventually, I hate to say, something's gonna happen.
So we need to do more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And your mornings, because my bedroom is right there facing the street. Starting at around 5 o'clock till school gets into session, we have a lot of traffic. Starting with school being out till around 6 o'clock, we have a lot of traffic. A lot more than you should in a normal neighborhood.
Do you know if per se, the black car is a local resident there?
Yeah, there's somewhere up above, I can't think of the name of the street.
Ginseng or up in Reagan Hill area?
It's right there. You have Fifth. And
Megan.
then at the stop sign, you have that hill that goes up. and then
Megan,
You can go on up around into the new area.
right.
Carol? I think
Carroll
one of them
Street?
lives up there.
Okay.
But I mean, I've told the police officers, we have cameras, and our cameras are good because we caught a mother slapping her 5-year-old son, a little bit excessive, and we turned that in because I'm a mandatory reporter. And so we sent the tape to them. So we have 3 cameras on our house. Because, again, like theft, yeah, they broke into my son's, tank and stole his gas. So that's why we took all the shrubs out in front of our house. Nothing to block anything. So, I mean, we're doing part.
Go right ahead, please.
So what I'm hearing, and I want to make sure I understand,
Mhm.
is the speed bumps on Pierce have driven people to start driving on Shafford. Is that what you're thinking? Is it
More.
adding
It
more
just
trips?
Increased it.
Okay. So I will put out to the deputies that work the city that you'd like a little extra patrol, and we can absolutely accommodate that. But you're right, like, people are gonna take opportunities, right? They see our police cars and they know where we are and where we aren't. Like you said, you see that they've been paying attention down to the school zone. Because that's been the request of this and the city council, and that's great to hear, but they can also come down and spend some time on your street. With regards to your cameras are awesome. They're great for crimes. When it comes to traffic violations,
Right.
the deputies may not even ask to see it because we have to personally witness a
Right.
traffic violation. So they might direct us to go talk to somebody. Maybe it's somebody's kid that we can, hey, your child is being seen doing this, and we can help, maybe correct some behavior. But I will ask them to do some targeted patrols on
This is
Shafford for you.
not just, young people driving down our street. This is adults.
No, it's everybody. And when we talk about stop sign violations here, it's funny because the kids actually tend to do a better job. It's the people who've been driving their whole lives who have just gotten too comfortable doing things that we find we're educating often. So, but I will have them do some targeted patrol in your neighborhood.
I know you guys have to be there and there's only so much you can do, but somewhere I don't want to break the laws or anything, and I got cameras out front of my house, but I would like to slow down, it just has increased ever since,
We have some signs for you too.
That's what I started to
Okay.
say.
Yeah. Beat you.
I just don't want to get, since I'm here, I don't want to get vandalized, my vehicle's vandalized, because we do have 2 cars that we park out on the street.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm the one with the big mouth that when they do come by, I'll yell out, slow down, you know? And my neighbors have gotten used to me yelling like
Me
that,
too.
you
I do
know?
that when I'm playing
Yeah,
hockey with my granddaughter. Yeah.
yeah, because I have a autistic grandson and, you know, we don't let him play out front. So, but anyway, I don't know what to do, but I thought I'd come here and,
Well, thank you for coming, Kim. I have some information for you before
okay,
you leave, though.
okay,
We're almost done.
okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Would you like to come up also? Do you have your hand raised or? Okay,
Tried to get her on top.
thank you. All right. So maybe we can do a reevaluation of some of the distances. Go ahead, Counselor.
I mean, how do you litigate common sense? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's common sense. These people are breaking common sense. You know, they have a disregard for the laws and the rules to begin with, right? And they're going to, like she was saying, they went from Pierce to Shafford because now the speed bumps are farther ahead and they don't even care about their own equipment and their own trucks.
Exactly.
So-
And we've added two stop signs to that road too.
Mhm.
That didn't used to be there. It used to go all the way through.
Yeah.
So we've added two stop signs plus the speed bumps.
Yeah, so to do nothing is not an option.
Right.
It's going to be something that we're gonna have to get tactful about, you know, work with, you know, our chief and deputies and all that kind of stuff, because they're the resident experts in all of this.
Right.
But I mean, we can throw signs, speed bumps, all that kind of stuff
Mhm.
all day long. But if they look around, they don't see him sitting there, they don't care. So.
Karina, go ahead.
That's what I'm in agreement with you. And one of the issues that we knew we were going to face with the multiple speed bumps and humps is that people are going to circumvent that eventually and divert traffic. So it is something we really need to like think about when we're adding more speed bumps or humps. And the chief had the answer that I was hoping anyway. So when he said that, you know, if we could get some patrolling, that's now I know we're limited to how many cars we have, but you know, maybe just mix it up a bit.
Yep.
Surprise them.
We're happy to vary our patrols. I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting to see, and part of the way I track it, if you will, is how many tanks of gas the deputies go through in a day, and it tells me how much they're moving around the city.
There you go.
And they're covering a lot of ground.
Yeah, I know that.
But to your point, right, we've seen the difference from Hill
Mhm.
and now people are going on Liberty because there's no bumps, right?
Yeah.
So you do have to consider where you're going to drive them to when you fix one problem.
Right. And I think that's more what we have to really think about now.
Michelle, go ahead.
I have a question. I think from driving it, are those speed humps different sizes on both roads? Cause I feel like one road, yeah, and they're different levels. Yes.
I think lower than or
Okay, cause that's what I thought I noticed, but you know, I'm not out there measuring them. I just feel, you know, what the car's like going over them.
Okay,
I
Carrie.
don't have that answer for you.
Jim and I have measured these things and they're about 12 feet across, 11 to 12 feet. They're raised about 4.5 inches to 5 inches. So you got 6 feet or 5.5 feet coming up to the apex of the radius. And so that's kind of the common thing that's doing. We took our study and we have another field trip to do on a school district, which is up in the West Hills. And I found another one, and I found it because of an area where there's kids and traffic. And so what they've done is they've put speed humps about 100 feet apart. Now that's real irritating if you're going by a school and you're up and you're down and you're up and you're down. So you know, it's irritating for a person that's in a hurry, but you're in a school zone. And so when I drove it, and I have a truck and a trailer, and you can't go over these things fast. You have to, just take it easy. And that's the whole purpose in a school zone, is to not go fast. So, as she was mentioning, the ones on Shafford are farther apart, so it's like, and Jim and I, once again, have videoed these things. A UPS truck or Amazon or somebody comes over, they slow down, then it's like, let's go again, and then they slow down. And because of the distance between them. And then if you go to Hill Way, it's kind of like, okay, first gear, second gear, third gear, speed cushion, speed bump. It's just the nature. You can go fast until you come to those. And then the people that disregard them, I know this is, reiterating the statement, but when you drive over a hump and then you drive over another hump and you drive over another hump, it works better. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So possibly.
Good.
Another question. I don't feel like there's much sidewalks on Shafford.
Those were, I think when I moved here, there was one. And when they did the humps in the first round of stop signs before they removed them, they did add sidewalks on the schools,
On both
the
sides.
school side. But there was
Both
only
sides they
one,
have
I
it.
think, was there one on
Yeah.
one side?
They didn't used to till they redid the road.
Yeah, but it was better, but
Shepherd wasn't a complete street
Right.
until that happened, and there was more like Pierce's now still, where it's just asphalt down the middle, gravel parking on the side, hit and miss sidewalks. And so when we redid Shafford, and we did it in 2 phases, but the sidewalks were all added then.
So it's just my memory.
Yeah.
all right. So, all right, get to the event subcommittee, the trainings. We could do a CPR class and a women's self-defense class. How many slots is everyone comfortable training? Say 15 for the CPR and maybe the same for the women's self-defense, or does it anybody think? Counselor?
You're hiring somebody to put on these classes, correct?
Yes, the CPR will probably be at the city
I
What-
think
by the library.
that whoever you plan on hiring to do these. I
Thank
think
you.
whoever you're planning on hiring to do these, because the CPR class, I mean,
I think it was the Red Cross we did in January.
so
This
yeah,
year.
have I would ask the Red Cross, like, hey, we got a 300 square foot building. What would be your max occupancy for, or max amount of people you could train, and then use that as the standard for how
I think we
many?
did, how many
It
did we
was
do?
15.
Well, it was.
15, 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was the max.
20.
Folks couldn't make it.
Okay. So we can do 20 CPR and probably the women's self-defense would,
So I've noticed this over time is you'll put out 20, let's say, just say 20 people, sign up, and then like, okay, we got 20 people cut off, right? I think that, oh gosh, how do you do it? Like, there needs to be some sort of like wait list or something like that. You know what I mean? Because if 5 people don't show, but 5 other people wanted to come, but they
Right.
didn't get on the list, I
That's
don't know
a
how to
good
make
idea.
that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
With
Right.
both of these classes.
Could you just post under? Say there's room for 20, put down 16 or 17. Then knowing that there's a few more people might show up and another couple might.
I'm thinking the other side. If you post 20, like 25, because there's people who are not
Higher.
going to show, no shows, no calls,
Yeah.
So I would like to see these classes filled. It's very, I hate to see like, oh, we put on this and then half the people who signed up showed, when there was people out there that really would have wanted to come, but they were kind of like last minute and know what,
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
we had
that's,
80%.
Well,
8% is great.
I know that's the problem with, because the classes are free.
Right.
Right? So it's easy when there's, it doesn't cost anyone to sign up. So we're still going to consider a free class.
Mhm.
I mean, even just a minimal fee, like $5.
Yeah, how does that
Like
work?
kind of put your money.
It- she's got a great point, because if you put something on the side of your house that says free, it's not gonna get taken. You put something on the side of your house that says $20, people are gonna be like, oh, here's $20. It's the craziest thing. I don't know how it's like psychology 101 or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
is, it is even, and I know, but I guess that's the risk, if it is going to be a free class.
Okay.
Or a deposit. Like you come, you get your money back type of thing. Like you just
Okay.
hold your spot.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, that would be like a spot holding.
Yeah.
I mean, because $5, I mean.
So if we
Make it 50 that way.
Plan-
Well, I know.
I'm just
50.
kidding.
If
Then
we
no
make
one's gonna
plans
show.
with the Red
$10.
Cross, like early January,
Yeah,
can we have it in like early
Okay.
February?
so,
Can we
I'll-
collect
yeah, so
the
I'm
money ahead
gonna,
of time, or?
I think so, because I mean, other places, they'll charge,
Right.
I think, for CPR class at a
Right.
discount.
And it would be the CP.
Discount because we're covering, because the Red Cross doesn't do it for free, correct?
No.
Yeah, so they're gonna
It's,
charge.
What was it? The
city.
CPR, infant and first aid. So I think it was all three.
Yeah,
It was the combo pack. So we
yeah,
had a lot of training that day.
yeah,
It was
okay.
good.
I mean, that's just,
We've asked them that. They don't do those
No.
classes.
yeah, that's just my thoughts, that if we do charge a minimal, a small fee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
work.
that would maybe help attendance.
Everybody's good with that?
Yeah, yeah, charge $10 and then give them their money
$5.
back if they
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Or even 10?
Yeah, go $10.
so we
and
say
give
it's
them-
like a
Give
deposit.
them their money
Yeah.
back, like
And,
Matt was saying.
Say the class is what, 180 per
Like
person.
hold your spot.
Refundable hold.
Yeah,
And if you
exactly.
don't show, it's-
Refundable holding fee.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and if you don't show,
Yeah.
you don't get your.
And
Yeah.
still do the bigger list too, so we have alternates that we can call at the last minute and get phone numbers.
Like a
Okay.
standby, yeah, and then, yeah,
I have it for.
Okay.
John.
so,
Oh, what, 20, you at 25
Or a
for the
number of
class
people.
CPR?
I seem to recall that they said like the max was 15,
Oh, okay.
but
Then I would do
But-
50.
Okay. I'll get that.
Don't
I
quote me
know
on that.
John gave me that information, so I'll
yeah,
get with Karina on that one. And then the women's self-defense, we want to do 20 at least.
yeah.
We
Also,
had 20 spots at the last defense course over there. I'd say there was, I'd say there was 16, 17, I think I actually
Okay.
showed up. That was $20
okay,
and that was hiring somebody.
okay,
So there's, unless there's some other place to hold it, or
right,
like they did the thing outside up at the library.
right,
There's not much more room on a mat in
No.
there.
definitely.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of that depends on timing, what time of year. Is it good weather outside or?
Right.
That, in fact, it might be a real hit having it outside instead.
Okay,
I don't know, because for one thing, no shoes allowed, and stuff like that on the mats and,
Right.
um,
yeah, we
Yeah,
we
so-
definitely ask that. That'd be,
nice fresh air.
that'd be good.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Mike.
So you're saying that 15 for the CPR class is what you guys are
Yeah, I think
saying?
that if we go.
Because usually they do 2 groups of 2 when you're getting your training and you got 2 people working together. So that's a kind of an odd number there. Is the rooms real small where they're giving the class?
It's we usually have it at the new room over at the library outside.
Oh, okay.
That's what we did it in January.
Because we do ours at work in a pretty small room and they'll do 20 or 22 there,
Okay.
and they're usually groups of 2. So like two pairs of 10 or
Okay.
11 people typically. That seems kind of small.
Okay.
For only
we
50.
we can find out what we did last
Yeah.
time. And.
Because they'll
replicate that.
have 2 people working together on the CPR and then they'll have a trainer going around and then
Right,
kind of working with each partners,
Okay. Shirley.
I have a question for Melody or you guys. why couldn't we take the tables and stuff out of here and have the CPR class here? 'Cause it's a lot bigger room.
Yeah.
Move
Yeah, well,
it,
we
yeah.
needed tables, I think. We
All
had
the
tables.
Yeah, everything.
We needed the tables
Oh, you
over
need-
there.
Yeah, so we can use this room. It's twice the size.
That's
It's
up
got,
to-
yeah. So, I mean, we used to have a lot of stuff here that we haven't had here lately.
Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't. You just have to schedule it.
Right.
The schedule would be limited by, this room sees a lot of use.
It does.
Yeah, so does it up there too.
Yeah,
Trying to
and
get 'em-
also would have to be like at a time when somebody could let you in. Like
Right.
that, the one up at the Way Creek room is self-serve pretty much.
Right.
But this, we could make sure
Okay.
that means somebody could let you in, especially if it's on an evening,
All right.
Oh, whoever you let them in, you guys can buy them dinner.
What about talking to the schools or something and seeing if we can
Yeah.
do something in the
Or
school?
the gymnasiums. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can try that
another
too.
option.
All right.
Hey, Matt, do you know anything about that new building, that new green ugly building? Does it have can you put classes in that building?
You're talking about the one by the library?
No, I'm talking about the one by River Mill School, that athletic building they just built.
Oh, that's
I don't know about that.
facility for softball.
Oh,
So
is it?
it
Okay.
wouldn't, there's
Good.
All I know it's
no
ugly.
heat. I don't think there's, no.
All right. Does anyone else have anything in regards to communications? Anything need to get sent out via social media or anything like that, or anything that the city put out?
Can we
Okay.
know what our date is for those courses?
No, not yet.
We need to get a date established and get that on the website
Yep.
for sure.
You can do that. Go ahead, Carrie.
Question on, which would be enforcement, code enforcement. The notification of, I don't know, I think we talked about this last time, if it's in gear or not, that if there's a notification on vehicles, that if that's posted on the website, then people could see if they're going to get towed or not with something that's dead in front of their house. Is it, didn't we talk about some kind of making folks known that there would be a towed vehicle,
It's 3
List.
days for the big car.
car,
24
trailer,
for
boat,
trailer, boat, RV.
RV?
Yeah.
I think what I had brought up last time was where they could find information
Okay.
on, yeah, like how long can a car sit on the side of the road? How long does expired tags until you get towed type thing? I don't think there was anything that would put the people who have something already on their car online for them to see.
Okay,
Does that make
the other point, Multnomah County is going to charge $250 if there's a trailer on the street that's got a cord running to it after 3 days. So that might be an incentive for our town. It's, you can look it up. It's a new law that they've passed. I think it was 3 days. So that means people living on the street.
So no relatives.
The fire department does have a code on that because when we had the RV up there on Broadway that we kept trying to get moved, well, they had electric running out of the house into the trailer. So we called the fire department and they come up there and they told them to remove that cord. Also, the old laundromat used to run a cord and the fire department told them take that cord down. So there is an ordinance for it here in this town.
Michelle?
I thought there used to be anyway, if you look in the policies for parked vehicles, it used to be in there how long they were allowed to park. So it's probably, I would say it's hard. I feel like for code enforcement and things like that, it is a little more difficult than it should be for people to find. And I think that's a fix that the council could maybe work on, but it's there because I'm one that digs. So I'm pretty sure because I'm a caller. So
We're actually at that, so because of that suggestion that it's hard, you have to dig through the code. code enforcement is working on a Q&A, like a FAQ kind of a thing that can get posted on the code
Good.
enforcement page that gives scenarios and maybe some, what people think are common sense, like, well, this is common sense. I should be able to do blah, blah, blah. And so it'll be like, this is the scenario, what's actually in the code for neighborhood livability, safety, fire access, things like that. So she's working on that and we'll get that up on the page as quick as we can.
Excellent. Thank you. Does anyone else have anything in regards to traffic safety by chance? Other than our speeding here on Shafford?
I have one.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I have one for one of the sidewalk ramps that is for the handicap or whatever, that the yellow, it is lifting. It's actually always been lifting since they put it in. It's on Fifth Avenue and Broadway right there on that corner.
Fifth and Broadway.
And it's very dangerous for the users of wheelchairs, and the lady that lives on that corner happens to be one of them. You can see the grass growing. It's like this much of a lip.
Okay.
So I don't know what that takes to get that fixed, but I think that would be a good idea.
Are you able to take a picture of
I
it and
have
possibly
pictures.
send it to Dawn?
Yep, I can get
If you
those,
could do
and I'll
that.
take some better ones, but
Okay.
I didn't get them in time for this
That's
meeting.
okay.
You
No,
have
Oh, sorry.
that yellow insert,
Uh-huh,
that's called a truncated dome.
Yep.
And those can be replaced.
that's what I thought, because it looks like it even unbolts or something.
It does.
So, yeah, it may just need a new bolt, because the piece itself looks fine.
What it bolts into, typically there's something in the concrete threads
Okay.
in there, so that can come up,
Yeah,
especially if
so-
stuff's growing up underneath there. You'd be surprised how strong grass is.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, you can see the grass just pushing that. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone else have anything? Any last comments or anything?
I-
Chief?
I had one alibi from earlier that I forgot to share with you guys. We did in the last couple weeks they typically do a yearly lockdown drill at the schools. And in past years, they've done it towards the end of the year, which doesn't make sense. So this year they planned it early, so we have it earlier in the year, and they'll do another one second in the year. The drill went really, really well. The schools did a fantastic job. We found some things that needed to be rectified as part of the drill, which is great. They'd updated their security system and it locked all of us, law enforcement, out of the school. So when we went to check out buildings, we weren't able to get back in. They've already fixed the problems. They did a great job working with the school, the principals, the vice principals, everybody was fantastic. And the drill went really, really well. The students did a great job. A couple students, right? They still don't quite get the concept, and they're kids. So that's what the drills are for, is to teach them and to hopefully have them do better in the absolutely terrifying event that it was a real thing. But the school and our resource officer, Keith Kyler, they did a fantastic job. We had several of our deputies, the guys and gals that work out on this side of the county, we invited them to come. So what we did was, I don't know if you know how the drill works, but when the alarm goes off, they do what they're supposed to do, and we go through and we basically rate each classroom and go through and tell them what they did right, what they did wrong, what they could do better. And so it's fun for me to be involved in that. I haven't done it before. The schools have, obviously, and every year you have new students, right? Freshmen, sophomore, that maybe have or haven't seen the drill in real life. So that went really well. The schools are doing a great job of being prepared for bad events. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Chief. Excellent. Well, if no one has anything else, I just want to thank everyone who volunteers on this committee. And it's been a wonderful year working with everybody. I appreciate all the work that everybody puts in. I want to thank you, Chief. Appreciate you being here, Bill. It's nice to see you every month.
Well, I'm happy to be part of it. You guys have an amazing community. You guys are super involved, and it's fun to see it like evolve, and even just in the short time I've been here, watching the things changing and really positive effect on the community. So it's cool to see.
And thank you, Melanie and Andy, because that was a lot of pages. Appreciate that. So that's it. We're going to close 2025. Thank you.
Is that?
Thank
you.
Merry Christmas.
Is that?